Hello, welcome to Liz Rocks and Stuff. I'm Liz, and I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video today. I've had my channel now for a couple of months, and I've gotten more subscribers than I thought I would, to be honest. And I know a lot of you don't know me personally, so I thought I would introduce myself, talk about why I started the channel, and kind of where I see the channel going and my plans. So I started the channel because I had started tumbling rocks back in October, so a few months ago. And I was posting before and afters on my Facebook page, and some of my friends seemed kind of interested in it. And so I decided, you know what, instead of just posting before and afters, maybe I will start doing videos just to show how the rocks are coming along every week. And so that was why I just started the channel, was just to share my progress of what's going on with my rock tumbling to my friends that I know. And so a few other people have found my channel. I'm very happy about that. I do like to share what I'm doing. So that's why I started the channel, was just to share my rock tumbling stuff. I do have a lot of other hobbies that I do. So I might try, and that's kind of the and stuff part of my channel name, that I will post videos about the other things that I do on occasion. So if I have a video that I've made and my rock tumbling isn't doing anything particularly exciting that week, I might throw out a different kind of video. So I do some resin pouring. I also do a lot of jewelry and other kind of stuff. So as I go through all of that, I think that I might post a video here and there that is not rock tumbling related. I also thought I'd show you what my rock stash looks like right now. I just got 2 shipments of rocks from 2 different providers, and I'm really excited to show you kind of what I have in store for the future. My plan is that of the barrels that I have, which I currently have 3, I'm considering replacing my 1-pound barrel with another 2 3-pound barrels. But of the barrels that I have going, to always have one that is doing something that either I haven't done, that is uncommon, something you don't see a lot, or that is experimental. So like my amber that I have going on right now. I didn't think that was going to be an experimental tumble, but it has turned into that. Or the large piece of trolleyite that I tumbled. Something like that you don't see often in the rock tumbling videos. So I want to have always something unusual going on, something interesting, at least what I think is interesting. So you'll see some of that in the rocks that I just got in this week, and those are things that I'm going to be tumbling over time. So like I said, I'm thinking about replacing my 1-pound barrel with 2 3-pound barrels. One, because the 3-pound barrels are much quieter, but also bigger capacity. But with that bigger capacity means that I need more rocks to tumble, or I'll start going through them faster than I can actually tumble them. So that's kind of my plans. I just wanted to introduce myself, and now I'll show you some shots of my current rock stash and what I plan on doing with all of those. All right, with all that said, it's time to get into my current rock stash. So the first ones I'm going to show you are my 5 hardness rocks. These are ones that I have sorted already and have at least reasonable idea that they are a 5. So this is a pound of sodalite. I got this from the rock shed a while ago. And these are some other pieces of sodalite I got in some other mixed bags of rocks. And so those are all just kind of in here. Now I'm going to show you 2 rocks. I'm not 100% sure what these are. I think that might be basalt. But I'm not sure what this piece is. It could be onyx or something like that. I don't really know. And then these are aventurine and amazonite, which I think are actually a 6. So these need to go into a different box because I don't want to necessarily tumble them with my 5s if I don't have to. These are my 6s that I have pre-sorted. I pre-sort when I can and kind of best guess using an app called Rock Identifier. So these are some jaspers that I'm pulling up here, and this is mostly going to be jaspers, I believe. And the Rock Identifier app, it's free to use. and I use it for a lot of things. This was something I tumbled before, but it has a giant chip out of it, so I'm going to tumble it again. And I use that rock identifier app a lot with these mixed bags that I don't know what they are, just because that's going to be a better idea. Now, it's not 100% accurate, I know that, but it's at least going to get me close. So I use that whenever I can and just kind of go with that. This might be something that's softer than a 6. I honestly have no idea. So I just kind of go with what my best guess is. Now these are my 7s. This is my second piece of dumortierite in quartz. I might not tumble that piece. I think I might keep that one whole, just because I'm tumbling the other piece so I can have sort of a here's what it looks like rough and here's what it looks like tumbled. And then this is the remaining bits of tree and moss agate that I've started tumbling some of that in my barrel. And this other bag here is Mexican lace agate, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. It looks really cool, especially when it's tumbled, and it tumbles really well. So I'm excited to start getting some of this tumbled, and I have a piece of this in my tumbler currently. I think it came into a mixed bag. So this is my 7 hardnesses, and now we're going to talk about new stuff I have ordered. So these are things I've ordered from the Rock Shed, and this is a 2-pound bag of fluorite. Fluorite is a 4 hardness, so this will get tumbled by itself as I don't have anything else that is in that 4 hardness range. And then this is a soft mix. So their soft mix is a mix of hard and soft rocks as opposed to a hard mix, which is all hard rocks. So this could include rose and white quartz, zebra jasper, aventurine, agate on the harder side. And then on the softer side, it could have fluorite, onyx, orange calcite, sodalite, and fuchsite. This is according to the Rockshed website of things that could be in here. Now, that doesn't mean that that is what's in here. It's just what could be. It's a mixed bag of rocks. So I see some sodalite, I see some rose quartz, I see some white quartz. I think that might be some amazonite right there, the green. I don't know. I'm going to use my app and try and sort these out as best I can and just see what I come out with. That might actually be part of a geode. I'm not 100% sure. So I'll sort these as best I can, and then we'll tumble them and see what happens. If, you know, some of them get broken, I'm not all that concerned about it. Now we are getting into things I have gotten from Rough Stone Rocks. Starting out with some beryl. I've never tumbled beryl. I've never seen anybody tumble beryl before. But beryl is an 8 on the hardness scale, so this is one of the harder rocks that I have. And I'm interested to see how that goes. That's going to be a very interesting tumble. The next thing I'm going to show you is some black onyx. At least I'm pretty sure this is black onyx. So Rough Stone doesn't label the rocks when they send them to you, so I don't always know exactly which is which, but I'm pretty sure this is black onyx, and I absolutely did not order this just because my son's favorite Pokemon is onyx. This is what it looks like wet, so that kind of gives you an idea of what it'll look like when it's tumbled. I think that's going to be really cool. This next rock, I believe, is indigo gabbro. Not a rock I had heard of before, but it is about a 6 in hardness. So I think this will also be really interesting. I do get one of these wet to show you. It actually is really pretty when it's wet. So we'll see how that looks once it's fully tumbled. And then the last rock that well, not the last one, but this is some cheetah agate that I got. It's got some black spots in it. It's kind of an orangey color. I think this will be really interesting to see how that turns out. Again, it's agate. Agate tumbles really well. This is about a 7 in hardness. And then the last thing I got is labeled sharp. And it's labeled sharp for a very good reason. I have tumbled similar before, a different variety of this rock before, but I haven't tumbled this particular type. So this is Midnight Lace Obsidian. I have tumbled Snowflake Obsidian and regular obsidian, but I've not tumbled Midnight Lace Obsidian. So this has little white threads running through it. You can kind of see some of it there. Snowflake Obsidian has the big white spots. This just has white kind of threads and lines. They're very faint in some of the pieces. So I'm excited to see also how this turns out. I have tumbled obsidian successfully before. It can be a little bit of a harder tumble because this is glass, and glass is hard to tumble. And most people will tumble this in a vibratory tumbler and not in a rotary tumbler. And I don't have one, and I don't have plans of getting a vibratory tumbler. So that will be an interesting thing. All right, the last thing I'm going to show is my geode. I got this at a local rock and mineral show, and I had it cracked. My plan for this is to tumble half. You can see the half on the left seems to have a tiny hole in it, and I think that might open up into a cavern, so I'm not going to tumble that half. I'm going to tumble this other half that I am pretty sure is solid, and so it should tumble okay. And I'm going to pause here and get on my soapbox and talk about something that really kind of bothers me and is sort of a driving force in why I started this channel. So when I got this geode, I posted it to a local Facebook lapidary group that's for answering questions and getting information on how to tumble things. And my question was, can I tumble a half of this, and would it shine up, and how would I get it to be shiny? I was simply looking for information on how to tumble this rock and if that's a good idea. And the first response I got was just a flat, you have to do this with a flat lap. And I'm like, I don't have a flat lap. I don't know anybody with a flat lap, so that's not particularly helpful. And the second person that commented was actually really helpful. He gave me a lot of information, told me why this may or may not work, what to kind of do. And I was really appreciative of that. But I really, really hate when you get into these groups of people and they act like they are the authority on everything and you have to do it their way. Because I did get a lot of people saying, if you tumble that, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. Well, I didn't tell you the results I was looking for, so how do you know what the results I'm looking for are? And that kind of really got to me. And there were a lot of people of, you can only do this with a flat lap. If that opens up, you're going to be in big trouble. You're going to wish you hadn't done it. You're going to get grit everywhere. You're never going to get the grit out of this. And it was just really negative and not very helpful. So part of why I'm doing this is to do the things that people say you shouldn't do so I can see exactly what happens and if this is all really true. Because what I've found in my experience is what people tell you you can't do are exactly the things that you should be doing. Or maybe they aren't as bad as people say they are. Like my amber, it's not supposed to tumble in stage 1, and I've been doing it for months because it's just not working out, and I stumbled it in stage 2 and nothing happened. So, don't be like that. I'm trying to be helpful here. I'm trying to give information and show things to be the way that they are. And I don't really appreciate the people that are like, no, you can't do that. This is not a good idea, and don't really give you a lot of information as to why. So hopefully my channel helps people get better information on rock tumbling and what you can and cannot do. And part of what I'm doing with that is tumbling this geode that one person said, yeah, you can do it. Here's some things to look out for. And a bunch of other people said, absolutely not. It's a terrible idea. You're going to wish you hadn't done it. And see how that turns out. So with all that said, thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with another episode of What's in My Tumbler, and I hope you guys have a good week.